Hi Otis.
Good morning, sir. Where are you?
Otis, the doctor said that I need to go out and walk every day. May I have a walking piece?
Sir, you need to come back. You are urgently needed. The situation is critical.
Otis, what the hell are you talking about?
The Su-57 in China, sir. Everybody wants to hear about that.
Oh, again. Here we go again. Okay, coming back. I don't want to do this many videos about the Su-57, but you keep asking, so this video is your fault. Yes, your fault. You who are watching right now, it's your fault. Anyway, so Rostec and UAC decided to demonstrate the Su-57 at Zhuhai Air Show. And they gave the possibility to the public to get very close to the aircraft. And the Chinese social media were full, literally full, of people actually noticing, let's be polite, the bad quality of the manufacturing of the aircraft, not the bad quality per se, but definitely not the quality of surface smoothness and connections, panel junctions, and so on that you would expect on a stealth aircraft. As often happens, this has been picked up by the Western media and it has been amplified really out of proportion. So now we had Chinese social media and Western news outlets that are basically on the Su-57 once again. And once again, they don't know what they're talking about. I don't know why I need to keep doing this. This is not about being pro-Russian, I'm not. It's just stupid propaganda. Anyway, the first thing to understand is that UAC did not send a Su-57 to the air show. They sent a T-50. This is the T-50-4, board number 54 blue. The board number is that big number that the Russian aircraft have on the side. Okay, so this is the fourth T-50 prototype, which is the predecessor of the Su-57. And this is the aircraft that is normally sent to air shows. So this is a demonstration machine used only for PR stunts. Okay? In fact, if you look closely, it is actually missing some of the systems. For example, the DIRCM or the missile approach warning system. And even the ERST is probably just the ball, not the full thing. So this is a very old prototype that has been converted into a demo machine, and the same demo machine is the one that has been given to the public for close inspection. This is a machine that has no military value. In fact, as I have explained many times in the past, if you look at the pictures available of the production aircraft, they are fairly different. The surface finish is quite different, and even the engines on the back are actually covered by a cladding, which, from the news that we have, is radar absorbing material. The T-50-4 actually flew to Zhuhai, but UAC brought another aircraft to the air show, which is the T-50-7 57 Blue, which is the seventh T-50 prototype. How did they do this? They actually dismantled the wings and other components, they loaded it into a transport aircraft, and then they flew out to China. Why did they do this? Well, there are a couple of possibilities. The most likely is that they wanted to have a spare aircraft available just in case of some malfunction or to cannibalize parts or things like that. Mind, this is not unusual. This is a relatively standard practice that demo teams sometimes do. Or there is another possibility, and to understand what it is, you just need to check the Russian sources. It's not that difficult in this day and age. So the official sources say that what is presented in Zhuhai is the Su-57E for export. That is, the Su-57 export variant. This doesn't mean that they actually built an aircraft to that standard. But it is possible that the T-50-7 was sort of mock-up, simulate, give an idea to the viewers of what the export variant might look like. So I'm not in Zhuhai, I can't travel that far with my health problems, but if someone has been there and visited UAC or Rostec stands, please let us know if this Su-57E was anywhere to be seen. My guess is that if you look for it, you should find it, because Roborosnexport went on records about it, so they should at least have marketing materials. But this is not the only discussion going on right now. Yesterday, a new lot of Su-57 and Su-35s have been delivered to the VKS. And this happened after a month when all the Western outlets said that production of the Su-57 had been cancelled, or at least interrupted. Why did they say so? Because Tatarigami, which is a Ukrainian think tank and news outlet, came in possession of some leaked documents that were showing how to produce the Su-57, Sukhoi needed some German parts, which supposedly were unavailable due to sanctions. This is plainly not true. So if you go to the source and look at what Tatarigami published, he published documents of correspondence between two companies, of which one was asking the other to provide some German components, not for the aircraft, but for some workstations that are used to test some power components which are part of the Su-57 radar. Obviously, testing these components could be a blocking issue, but what they're asking are not components where you need one for every aircraft plus spares. These are components for workstations that are used to do the testing, which means that these workstations were already working and what was needed were spares. Moreover, this correspondence is more than 2 years old, so the Russians had 2 years to fix the problem. So, while it is obviously not a nice thing from the point of view of the Russians, it's one problem more, this is by no means an issue that could stop the production. And in fact, we have the very recent delivery. Now, this delivery is a bit strange, to be honest, because according to Saturn, the AL-51 was going to become ready for serial production in 2025, mid-2025. But also the VKS said that they didn't want more aircraft without the final engine. You can tell the two engines quite easily from a picture from behind the aircraft, because the new engine has a serrated nozzle and it's slightly longer than the old one. We know that because the prototypes have already flown with the new engine. So either the new aircraft are the new M variant, which is the aircraft with the new engine, or they are the older variant, of which the VKS said they didn't want to have more. I believe that the most reasonable explanation is that they can't just close the assembly line waiting for the engines, so they decided to move on, keep producing at a very low rate, just to keep the line open, and then ramp up the production as soon as they can when the new engine will be available. Mind, on some news outlets, even Russian news outlets, they say that these aircraft and the aircraft that have been delivered in September are the M variant, but they should not be, because the M variant for a long time has been the variant with the new engine. We know that there have been some more upgrades related to the non-cooperative target recognition and in general to the ergonomics of the human-machine interface, but we really don't know much about that. But I don't think that that should qualify as an M variant, could be an M minus. So the naming convention here is not exactly clear. So this is it for this short video, which I didn't want to do, but I hope it was interesting anyway. Big thank you to all those who are supporting the channel on Patreon by being a member or by any other means. I really wish to hug you all. Today there is also a GoFundMe that is connected to a book that I'm trying to write. It's a long-term project, but if you're interested, there will be a link in the description below and a QR code on screen. If you can support the channel financially, which is perfectly fine, you don't have to, absolutely, do it only if you can. Please subscribe, because about half of you who watch this channel regularly are not subscribed, and I don't understand why. But also hit like if you liked it, or dislike if you didn't. Hit the bell so you will be notified and you won't miss anything. This is it for this short video. Thank you very much for watching again, and see you next time.